Hey. Well, hey, AstroDee, it's me, Al. Hey, Al. How you been, AstroDee? Listen, I wanted to call to come and talk to you about that Ascendant. You know what I'm talking about, the Ascendant. Oh. AstroDee, I said I'm calling to talk about the Ascendant. Al, don't you mean the Ascendant? Or the rising sign? Yeah, that's it. Cause you know, I think I'm a Pisces Ascendant. Can we talk about the Pisces Ascendants on your show today? Okay, no problem, I got you. Cause you know, I got that Pisces Ascendant, you know, sometimes, just give me 1 second so I can introduce. Pretty sharp, hold on. But I do like, hold on 1 second. Plain dress, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to be all up in the crowd and everybody's face. Sometimes I like to, you know, descend into this video is going to be about what happens in your love relationships when Neptune or Pisces is on the Ascendant. Taking the serious and stuff, but you know, people think I'm dumb or something. I don't understand.
AstroDee, y'all, is off the chain. That is off the chain, y'all. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey everybody, it's AstroDee. Love and relationships, that's my specialty. But I love to make it real simply. Oh, I like to put it simply. Oh, I like to, hey everybody, it's AstroDee. Love and relationships, that's my specialty. But I love throwing some flavor and simplicity onto learning astrology. So, during this series today, I wanted to talk about what happens when Neptune's on the Ascendant. Oh, and I hope that you like this video and that you follow me on Instagram at AstroDee5. And if you like this tea, make sure you go on Instagram and you hit up at It's Brooklyn Jones and get one of these because I love this shirt. And I had left it in the dryer for mad long and it shrank, but I like it because it's like fitting my body and stuff. But I really did leave it in there too damn long. The thing that inspired this series was that I have written my book, ABCs of Astrology. I have a chapter in here that breaks down each ascendant sign and their appearances and all that stuff. And just get ready, my new course, ABCs of Astrology, will be coming out soon. So you guys are gonna get to be able to learn with me and get more of a visual experience when learning. So in my book, ABCs of Astrology, when I speak on Pisces Ascendants, one thing I talk about, one thing that is important to know is that it is also similar to having Neptune on the Ascendant. The Ascendant governs our entire body. So all the planets that fall on the Ascendant are going to affect our lives first and foremost. Rising to the east when you were born, so that is the first thing that is seen. For your sun, before all the other planets, the first thing that's seen is your Ascendant. I wanted to start at Pisces because I think it's the most interesting Ascendant. You know, it has a lot of loopholes to it and it can be very nebulous, and I wanted to really break down what that meant. Wherever Neptune goes, it dissolves. Where Neptune goes, it cloaks. It hides things. Where Neptune goes, it makes things unclear. It's almost like a projection or a hologram of a person is being thrown out there. Sometimes you can't see them, or people tend to project onto this person. Now, I know this is really hard with the Pisces Ascendant. Basically, what happens here is people tend to see exactly what they want to see. And depending on how strong the Neptune Ascendant or Pisces Ascendant person is within themselves, they'll either act out that projection. Always make yourself very, very clear. This is because people will believe what they want to believe, and easily. On dating, if they're a little too flashy that night, people might think, oh, you know, you're a player. You're probably the player type. And if that Pisces is not strong in who they are, they may. Sometimes it doesn't even matter if you're strong in who you are or not. Sometimes you like to play roles. So what is this? The actor. They make amazing actors because they are able to fit the part. They can be it, body it, embody it completely. And you probably think that that is actually really happening and they're really that person. Oh, what that does sometimes is, especially if it's Neptune, where is Neptune looking? Right at your 7th house. It's confusing the hell out of people. People don't even know which way you're going. They might not know if you're straight. They might not know if you're gay. They just don't know. You are just a big enigma within an enigma within an enigma to them. They just can't figure you out. That's why the projections happen, because people are so quick to want to figure it out, they can't grasp you. This is where people start to tell them who they think they are. It's like, I don't think you know who you are. Another thing, this is know this to the Pisces ascendants or Pisces people. This does not mean you are this, so check it. Pisces is about being naive, so sometimes they might look like they might not be sure or unsure of things, where people try to take advantage of them. This is where people always think, oh, I could just get over on you. You look so cute and innocent and docile. Yes, docile is another way to describe Pisces or Neptune. You just look so docile and innocent. I could just take your money. And depending on whatever else is in there, you're going to get cussed out. Or you're going to deal with some ish because you really thought, don't let the Ascendant fool you. You know, a lot of times with these Pisces or Neptune Ascendants, be careful. Deception, it can be deceptive sometimes. If you're dating somebody that has Neptune or Pisces on the Ascendant, take your time. Take your time, because there's just a lot of them that's going to unfold. And also accept the fact that you just might not get it. Don't always try to be quick to give it a label and give it something. Take it for what it is, acceptance. Accept Pisces or Neptune ascendants for exactly what they are and how they're coming at you. Because a lot of times you just can't grasp it. One thing about this ascendant is they tend to be able to meld easily into their worlds, wherever their worlds are. So if they're in the hood, they got that swag and they can easily put it on real easy. If they're in an old western town, they're gonna be like, hey baby, you want some cornbread? You know what I mean? They're gonna flow wherever they go. And that works to an extent because they are masters of rapport. Rapport is when, you know, you can kind of flow the way somebody else's flow. Talk kind of how like they talk. And I think that's a pretty normal thing. That's no big deal. But it gets out of hand when Pisces ascendants or Neptune ascendants tend to begin to blend and begin to come other people. Because again, it's about finding the self. It's about knowing who you are, so that when those temptations may come, because it's natural to the ascendant to flow. This is a malleable ascendant. Pisces is a mutable sign. Right? So this sign wants to be changeable and flow. Maybe I can do this. So one, like I said, negative, I guess, thing you can say that could come about this is people think they're fake. Because it's like, oh, you know, you're just trying to be what everybody wants you to be. And it's like, no, I could just flow with all the different crowds. I mean, you know, I could rock with this person. I could rock with that person. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're fake, but they get that. And once again, whatever's projected onto them is easily believable. Somebody will mash that up and say, yeah, that's how you are. Well, one can easily project their thoughts onto this sign as well. This is a permeable sign physically and as well as in other areas. So they're sensitive. The skin might be really sensitive. The body itself just might be sensitive. If you know somebody with Pisces or Neptune on Ascendant and they tell you some shit is too loud, it's really too loud. It's way too loud for them. They really mean it because they can feel everything. If you are Pisces or Neptune Ascendant and you go somewhere and you don't feel right, leave. Leave immediately, because you can pick up on everything that's going on in the room, and check it. Everything can pick up on you in the room, unseen. So Pisces, there are sponges for spirits and ghosts. A lot of entities, dirt. It's like water. It's like leaving water in a dirty room and just leaving the top off the water. Everything in that room is going to be stuck to that water. They appear very meek, very shy. One thing beautiful that I like that I wrote in the book about them is how, you know, you won't notice their beautiful grace until they decide to make themselves known. Like, yeah, I've been here. Yeah, I've been here like the whole freaking time. Oh my God, you've been here? Yeah, you just kind of didn't notice me, but it's all right. I think Neptune on the Ascendant can work more, I think, than Pisces, because Pisces might be a little bit more timid. And once again, Neptune could be on the Ascendant, but it could be a Leo Ascendant. It could be a bold person that sometimes has issues with self-identity and so on and so forth. But they're still bold with whatever they're casting out there. Neptune is a feminine energy. A water energy receives and holds. And then Pisces does represent poverty. So they're not concerned in the flash, and they're not concerned about looking all GQ like Leo would. They are way more meek in their dress. They may wear old clothing, tattered clothing, or just like loose, simple clothes, very simple things. Yeah, sometimes they may forget certain things or lose certain things. So Pisces walking around with hats. Like, where's your hat? I don't know. You know, did you button your shirt? I'm getting it. Did you iron your shirt? I forgot. When you are dating, make sure that you set boundaries. You have to set boundaries with people because you look boundaryless. People think they can just touch you, rub your damn head in the middle of parties and just put their hands all over you and stuff. So being violated, being assaulted, make sure, Pisces Ascendants, that you create boundaries within yourself. You get touched inappropriate, make sure you stand up for yourself. Don't try to keep the peace. Don't try to keep making things look pleasant and beautiful. Another thing about Pisces or Neptune Ascendant is the mystical, that mystical magicalness about them. They just look so like magic. Like, oh my God, look at you. They might have these really pretty eyes. Once again, I break it down a little bit further in my book, and I will break this down a lot further in my ABCs of Astrology course. But they may look like druggies. You may see them, they might look high all the time or like a dopey kind of look. And if they're not high, don't take that for granted and just be like, man, think what you want. No, say I'm not high. Because if you get, you know, one thing with Pisces or Neptune Ascendants, don't play around. If you get caught in for trial or anything like that, if you're innocent, you play the part of innocent. Don't take for granted that you could be misunderstood. This is a sign that has a lot of probability to get misunderstood. So be careful if people are constantly thinking you're a crackhead and you're doing drugs. Just tell them, make sure you're very clear about who you are. Once again, you have to be more clearer than the average person. Unfortunately, you might find yourself having to explain who you are to people a lot sometimes. And I know that can get very frustrating because you're still trying to figure it out sometimes. So be very careful if you're dating somebody and they're joking about who you are. You're that type of girl, aren't you? Do not let them run with it. Catch them. Catch them in the beginning, because people will easily run with anything you put out. Remember to not joke about yourself. Do not do it, because people will take it for granted. If you just joke like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot, people will start thinking you're an idiot. Too arrogant, they will think you're arrogant. And one thing about this time, I mean, Neptune is about far away, distant lands, being alone. The sign might have to get used to sometimes spending a lot of time in complete solitude to recharge. This is a sign that might love to just get away because they're so sensitive being in crowds. You could probably go to a party and come home sick. I know I used to do it, and I would actually have to take like oregano or whatever when I came home because I would always feel completely drained. When it comes to love, once again, when you know who you are, it's a lot easier to date because then you can say, okay, I know what I like. And this is the way I'm going to project myself in order to attract that. So for example, if you're trying to get a long-term relationship and you kind of joking around at a party for the first time with people, like you're the player and you get a lot of girls or whatever, the girl that actually is probably, or the man that wants to be with you will believe that you're actually a player for real. Make sure you're putting out what you want back. And be very clear about that when it comes to dating people. At a young age, you guys might have spent time trying to like create the right personality, or even just taking bits of your favorite people in your life and just remembering to put it together and putting it together, being who you are. These are just general ideas of this ascendant. I don't know one's whole chart. So it's important to know it also depends on aspects to the ascendant. What degree the ascendant is at? Is the ascendant in the progressed chart? Has it progressed? What's the ruler? Where's Jupiter in the chart? All those things are going to play a role in what the ascendant is. So if that person actually looks like a crackhead, Saturn might be there. They might look like an old crackhead. We don't know, because we have to make sure we look at the whole big picture. So remember, I'm just giving you a piece of this. What you need to balance yourself out is someone that is going to help you create boundaries, someone that is going to be very specific and detailed about the way you need to create boundaries and organize your life. Hello, Virgo, and your opposite. But I'm gonna get into that further when I do my course and I really start to break down these ascendants. But for now, I wanted to show some love and give you guys an overview of Neptune on the ascendant. I'm gonna call Al back later. Take care.
That's the video. That is off the chain, y'all. It's gonna be awesome.